Hello and welcome to another episode of Slow Living Diaries. I took a break from YouTube just after my digital detox video, as I really needed to remind myself that I need to live what I've been teaching and sharing. And one of the things that I underestimated was how taxing it can be to be a voice for slow living, while being the person who creates the content for slow living. I've always had quite a good balance in my life between my work and my personal life, but I found myself falling into bad habits of just working. And although I took a break from creating these videos, I was still working on my new book. And so I thought it was fitting today to speak about the topic of journaling. I've been practicing slow living for many years now, but creating content about slow living in this fast-paced world where you have to post, I found really challenging and a bit compromising, and there was a conflict within me that I was spending so much time writing, filming, editing that I wasn't actually living slow. And so taking this break has been really good for me, as everything I said in my previous digital detox video, and I experienced some of the rewards of that. If I'm completely honest, my slow living journey didn't feel slow. When I decided to get back on YouTube and start to share some of my rituals, some of the things that I do in my lifestyle, it didn't feel slow. It felt very fast-paced because it's a new video every week, and I felt there was a lot of pressure to keep creating, keep performing, keep recording, and I wasn't living slow. Juggling that and writing my new book and all of my other commitments, I just found myself back in the habit of working hard, even under the banner of slow living. And if I'm honest, my slow living didn't feel slow anymore, and it didn't feel like it was mine. It felt like it was something I was giving to others and not experiencing for myself. And so I had to take a step back and really go into my toolbox of things that I've done when I've been in this situation before. And one of the things that I really enjoy doing as a writer is journaling. It's something that helps me to process my life in real time. If you would, for a moment, I'd like you to imagine a time in your life where you've just felt stressed, extremely busy, constantly have a list of things to do, and by the time you lay your head on the pillow, there's no time to process your feelings, your emotions, your thoughts, and your life just becomes a blur of consecutive days rolling into each other. And you don't remember what you ate for lunch 2 days ago. You don't remember what happened 3 days ago. You're just too busy to process. If you've been in this place in your life, you'll know that it feels very uncomfortable, very overwhelming, and can be quite taxing for our mental and emotional health. Life gets so busy and things compound on top of each other, and you can almost feel as though there's no time to make sense of it all. This is where journaling came in really clutch for me, because it just gave me a space away from the world, away from social media, away from everything digital, to just find a few moments to be present and feel again. I think with journaling, sometimes people hear the word and, it's quite hard not to think of all the post-it notes and all of the generic things that are associated with journaling. Journaling is such a powerful tool if used wisely and correctly, but quite often it's turned into another to-do list, another stressful thing to add on to it, because it becomes a productivity hack. How can I get better, and goals, and it can often take you out of where you are and can be quite counterproductive to what you're trying to get out of the moment, to feel the moment. At its core, I would say journaling is a conversation. It's like a conversation with yourself, God, We define our lives by our experiences and the things that we go through, the people that we're connected to, the jobs we work, different qualifications and exam standards, and often we can lose sight of who we really are when you strip all of those things away. And that's quite a scary place if you're not used to living outside of the labels that you've attached yourself to. And so to journal really gives you a clean, empty page where you can start to put down your real thoughts, your real feelings, and really be present in the moment and pay attention to the moment, the art of noticing. I think what's quite powerful about journaling is you do not have to perform. You do not have to impress anyone. You don't have to put on any kind of face. It's really between you and you. It's an opportunity to be honest with yourself about what's on your mind, what's in your heart, and to put it down on paper, written with your hands, not typed into your phone. And it really kind of immortalizes the moment. It's such a powerful thing, writing. The moment you write that, it's like you take it out of your mind and you bring it into your physical space, and it's not a hidden feeling anymore. It's not a hidden thought. It's not an invisible struggle. It's now real. It's tangible. You can hold it. You can feel it. You feel it already, but now it's in your physical space, and it's an act of manifestation. Not hoping for a future, but bringing the present moment, your present thoughts and feelings into your present physical space. And it's such a powerful thing because I've always said, if it can fit inside of your mind, it's smaller than you. And so if you're going through something really painful right now and it feels so huge in your mind, it's still smaller than you, but it feels so huge in your mind. The moment you take it out of your mind and you write it on paper, you're holding it in your hands. And it kind of gives perspective to how much bigger you are and how much more powerful than you are than your experience. It's more about documenting your presence in that moment, almost capturing it in a bottle of ink. And it's something you can return to or not. It's something you can just kind of let go through your life, but you're saying, hey, I'm thankful for this experience. I'm noticing this experience, I'm writing about this experience, and now it can move on, and you move into the next moment and the next moment, showing just the same gratitude as the prior. Journaling can really bring you back to where we always are, the present. Sometimes we think too far ahead about how we want our lives to be. Sometimes we look back and we are remorseful or guilty or sad about things that have happened in the past, but to be in the present moment with your pen, your journal and the ink, and you can just let your heart flow. It's a beautiful and very, very therapeutic thing. I've been asked before, what is the difference between a diary and a journal? And I haven't got the official definition, but I would say from my experience, a diary is more a timeline of events. It's documenting what's happened and maybe where it happened and why it happened, how it happened. Whereas I think a journal is more about impact. So it's how do you feel about what happened? So you're not talking about the events, but you're expressing your feeling towards them or about them. A journal is a story. It's a story about how life feels to you. And life fluctuates and feelings fluctuate. And so the beautiful thing about a journal and being consistent when you journal is that you're going to see all of the highs and lows in your life, and you'll see how they blend together. You'll be able to make sense of your feelings because you can see them, and maybe you can see, okay, that decision led me to here last time, so this time I can pivot. Now, when you don't journal, eventually so much happens in our lives where we can forget those details and we cannot see our own patterns and we cannot see the things that are causing us to fail in some areas, or even our successes. We cannot see formulas and systems in our lives, and the things that we're doing well, we cannot see the benefit of the things we're doing, because we don't even know to detail what we're doing. We're just doing it. Journaling slows time down. A diary kind of keeps you fixed to certain dates where you have to write about that day, whether you feel like it or not. It's quite rigid. I think a journal is more fluid. You can do whatever you want. You may not feel like writing that day. You may draw a picture, or you may decide to do some colouring, or maybe you just want to read some affirmations. Maybe your heart is so overwhelmed, so full that you just can't find the words to say. A journal gives you space for that, whereas a diary isn't as flexible and fluid as I would say a journal is. And so I've created this journal. It's called Slow, and it's a Sunday journal. And so it doesn't follow any dates. There are no dated pages in there. It's 52 weeks. And you can do these weeks consecutively. You can do them over 3 years. You can do them in any order that you want. The whole idea of this journal is to get you into the habit of taking time out for yourself, even if it's only 10 minutes. I see this journal as a pause, a breath, an exhale. Before you continue. It's quite a tactile journal in that it speaks a lot about feelings and you being aware of your feelings and your thoughts and your emotions, and channeling them into positive and fruit-bearing spaces within your own life. And so if you're anything like me, you will start a journal, you have great plans for it, it looks so nice. Maybe you've got a special set of pens that you want to write in it, and you've got this whole plan about how you're going to make your life better, how you're going to start a new habit. And you start, and maybe you do day 1, day 2, day 3, maybe day 4, but then life happens and unfortunately you can't do day 5, and now you've missed June the 16th. And now you've got an empty space, and maybe you miss the next day and the next day. And at this point, you've broken the rhythm, and now you're playing catch up. And it can feel quite stressful trying to backdate your life and try to remember, what did I do on that day? And that's the point of a non-pressured environment around journaling, in that you can work at a pace that's comfortable for you, one that feels aligned with your life. If you're tired, you're tired. If you're too busy, you're too busy. But when you do sit down to write in it, it will pick up just where you left off. You haven't missed any days. You don't have to catch up. This mindful task doesn't have to be a stressful one. And so that was very important to me when writing this. I wanted to write a journal that I would like to write in. Another reason why I wrote this journal is because I think the world moves too fast, and the pace that it moves at makes it hard to find the time to do these types of tasks. And so I wanted to create something just as a reminder that outside of the chaos and the striving to become something and the accumulation of wealth and fame and numbers and all of these things, that you matter. Your heart matters, your soul matters, your time matters, and it's important that we don't become so advanced with technology and business and e-commerce that we forget the human essence, the nature of just being. Life can get so fast that you don't have time to heal, or don't have time to spend with yourself, reflecting. And I'm talking 10 minutes, just before you fall asleep. You're not so exhausted that you cannot take the time to process your day or how you're feeling. And even begin to address any of those feelings, because you have to do the next thing on your list. And so slow kind of creates a space for you to do that, a safe space where you can set aside a certain portion of your day on a Sunday. I've called it the Slow Sunday Journal. Sunday's a very nice day, the first day of the week, and it's a beautiful time to reflect, but also to be aware of where you are at the start of your week, and then you can know how to proceed in the best way for you and your health and your well-being. All this asks of you is that you show up for yourself once a week. You can do 10 minutes, you can do 20 minutes, you can make the whole of Sunday be your Slow Sunday day. And that could be something that you start to make a new habit of, but there is no pressure. You can do it exactly how you want to and what works best for you. But the clarity that comes from writing and sharing and processing your feelings and emotion is unmatched. And I think it's very much needed in a time where we are consuming so much information. There's so much happening in the world that sometimes we often forget ourselves in it. And so I'm inviting you through this journal, Slow, to come home. Come home to yourself, come to the place that brings you peace, create that space. There's things in it like adult coloring, there is goal setting, there is decluttering, there is arranging your home, tending to your plants, there is affirmations of the week, there are soul food, there are tiny, very, very obscure quotes and hidden messages within the pages, very faint ink, pencil styled even, like a stamped ink. There's beautiful artwork. You can rip these pages out. Some pages have lines, some don't. You can really just do what you want. It's your journey and your journal. I didn't want ring binders. I didn't want it to be hard copied. I wanted to keep it in the same format as my previous books, because it is a continuation. Life is not black or white, it's everything merged together. It's good and bad, the ugly, the pretty, it's stress, it's calm, it's everything. And once you can find the beauty in the grey area, you can find contentment and peace in that space. I once spoke at a school and very young children, and I asked them to draw peace. And it was a beautiful exercise. A lot of people drew praying hands, some drew doves, the peace sign, different things. But this one child, he blew me away, because when I looked at his drawing, it was a dove flying, and there were bombs and fires and buildings collapsing all around it, but it was still. And it was such a beautiful moment seeing that. It almost brought me to tears, because that's really what peace is. Peace is not just stillness for stillness sake. It's stillness in the middle of what's going on around you, the chaos, the destruction. And our world has a lot of that right now. And so if you can, shout out to that young kid. He was very special and ahead of his time, having that perspective on what peace actually is. And so I use that as inspiration for Slow, is that your life may feel extremely chaotic now. You may be thinking, Steve, I don't have time to do this. How am I going to have time to read your book and to write in a journal every Sunday? My life's not that calm. And that is the point. It's not supposed to be easy to do. It's something that you have to put yourself in the situation, slow down your life just for a moment, until you can start to create more space for yourself and more space for yourself. And if you don't like the chaos you're in, start to shape a reality where it doesn't feel chaotic week by week as you work through these pages. And before you know it, you will be that dove flying steadily, unshaken by all of the storms and the things that are happening around you. And so each week we go through the pages together. It's a fictional story, You can read in any order because you're the author and you get to fill in the gaps of the story. I'd like to share one of the affirmations of the week with you. I think this one is a beautiful one. And it's simple. I am worth my own time. And you are. And I hope that you realize that and you treat yourself with love, kindness, and beautiful things, because you deserve to experience your life and to not rush through it. And when you do, you will find the peace and the calm that has been there for you all along, if only you noticed. This journal can be a great tool for anyone who wants to take back control of their time, their feelings, their energy, their essence, their emotions. But if all you do is write your name and breathe, that is more than enough. If you'd like to get your copy of Slow, the link is in the description below. Until next time, stay blessed, and I wish you better days.